Hi everyone, welcome back to another story. So today, children, we have a very special book, and this book is called Peppa, Dragon's Adventure. Shall we take a look inside together? So children, we have Daddy Pig, Mummy Pig, Peppa and George. It was night time, and Peppa and George were ready for bed. Peppa climbed the ladder up to her bunk bed, but George wouldn't get into his. "What's the matter, George?" asked Daddy Pig. "Don't you want to go to bed?" George shook his head. "George doesn't want to have a bad dream," explained Peppa, "so he doesn't want to go to bed." "I'm sure we can fix that with a good bedtime story," said Daddy Pig. "Snuggle down and I'll begin. Hee hee. Once upon a time there was a grand castle high up in the sky. It was home to a very special family. Queen Mummy, King Daddy, Princess Peppa and Prince George. "That's us," Peppa whispered to George. George giggled. Hee hee hee. "The family did lots of important things together," said Daddy Pig. "Didn't they, Mummy Pig?" "Oh yes," said Mummy Pig. "Important things like sitting on their comfy thrones, eating delicious food, and reading bedtime stories in their cozy royal beds. And playing hide and seek," said Peppa. "Yes, and playing hide and seek," agreed Mummy Pig. "One day when they were playing a game of hide and seek," continued Mummy Pig, "Prince George spotted something sparkling. It was an egg," said Daddy Pig, "a giant golden egg. Prince George thought it was a chocolate egg wrapped in the golden foil. "Yummy," cried Prince George, going to take a bite. Cluck. It wasn't chocolate, it was made of real gold. Cluck. Suddenly, said Mummy Pig, Prince George heard Princess Peppa singing, "I'm coming to find you, Prince George." When Princess Peppa found him, he showed her the golden egg. "Oh, how fancy," she said. Prince George showed it to the Queen and King. "Oh, how fancy," they said. Queen Mummy put the egg where everyone could see it. "Thank you, Prince George," she said. "Doesn't it look lovely?" "Great ending, Mummy Pig," said Daddy Pig. "Are you ready to go to bed now, George?" "No," said George, shaking his head. "I know," said Peppa. "I'll do it. Bit more story." Yay! The next day, began Peppa, the family saw that the giant golden egg had hatched. "Oh no," everyone cried. So the family went on a hunt for dinosaur. Grrr, cheered George. "Yay, yay!" "Funny, George, it wasn't a dinosaur," said Peppa. The family searched the whole castle but couldn't find anything. Princess Peppa had an idea. "Let's look in the garden." The prince and princess ran outside, where they spotted a line of huge footprints on the royal lawn. "Follow that trail," cried Princess Peppa. They followed the footprints into the forest, continued Peppa, where they discovered a huge dragon and massive wings. The dragon picked up the prince and princess, put them on her back and took them on a magical flight. They soared over mountains and flew higher than the clouds until it was finally time for the dragon to deliver them to their royal beds. The end, said Peppa. Yawn. "Now are you ready to get into bed, George?" asked Peppa. "Yes," said George. "I'm sure after all that adventure you'll have a lovely dream," said Mummy Pig. "And if anything happens in your dream that you don't like, George," said Pepper, "I will come riding in on your dragon and save you." "Yay, drag on," cheered George. Pepper and George soon fell fast asleep. George dreamed he was riding a magnificent dragon and flying high above the clouds with Peppa. It was the best dream ever. The next morning, George woke up excited. "Drag on," he shouted. Peppa told Mummy and Daddy Pig that George loved the dragon story so much he wanted to find a real dragon. "That's lovely, George," said Mummy Pig, "but dragons aren't real, I'm afraid." "Some are real, aren't they, Mummy?" asked Peppa. Before Mummy Pig could answer, there was a flash of something green outside the kitchen window. "Drag on," cheered George. "Really?" said Daddy Pig. Looking up, George nodded. "Right, well, maybe we should go and check," said Daddy Pig. "Hooray!" cheered Pepper. "Another dragon hunt." Pepper and George, Mummy and Daddy Pig headed off in search of the dragon. They soon spotted some tracks in the forest. "Follow that trail," cried Pepper. The tracks led all the way to a castle. "Drag on," cheered George, looking up and seeing Miss Rabbit on top of a huge robot dragon. "Oh my, it is a dragon," said Mummy Pig. "This is my robot dragon," Miss Rabbit shouted down. "Sometimes I use it as part of the tour at the castle. Would you like to give it a go?" "No, thank you," Daddy Pig shouted up. He was a little bit scared of heights. "Yes, please," cheered Pepper and George. Miss Rabbit gave Pepper and George a ride on the robot dragon. They were so high, their heads were up in the clouds. George cried, "Pepper, isn't riding a dragon magical just like our story?" "Yay!" cried George. "Drag on, yay!" After the ride was over, Miss Rabbit and Pepper and George toy dragons from the souvenir shop to take home. "Drag on, sir," said George happily. That night, Pepper and George cuddled their toy dragons in bed, and they both fell fast asleep even before Mummy and Daddy Pig could finish their bedtime story. "I'm sure after that dragon adventure they'll sleep really well," said Daddy Pig. Pepper and George love dragons. Everyone loves dragons. The end. So children, I hope you enjoyed this story. Hey Oscar, what do you have here? What have you bought? What's this, Oscar?
I don't know. It's the word kind.
The word kind? Let me have a look what you've brought along. Yes, it's the word kind. What colour are they, Oscar? What colour's the K?
Red, blue, yellow, green.
Red, blue, yellow and green. Oh, how lovely. Would you like me to tell you what kind means?
Yes, please.
Okay. So, kindness is doing nice things for others to show you care. It can be sharing your toy or your book, even your snack at school with a friend, or helping your teacher around the classroom, or showing to clean up, taking care of the environment, or even doing the chores around the house, helping your mummy or daddy. When someone gives you something like a gift, say thank you. If you wanted someone to pass you something, say the word please. For example, "Please can you pass my drink to me?" Give lovely compliments to your loved ones or someone special to you. A smile goes a long way too. Another way to show kindness is to open the door for someone. Be helpful around the house. Also, another kind suggestion is to help the poor people. Or my personally favourite, giving your loved ones hugs. Most importantly, children, be brave, be honest, be smart, be creative, be humble, be thankful, and be happy. Most importantly, just be yourself, just be you, children. What does kind mean to you? Oscar, I hope that helped.
Yes, it really did. Please press like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for teaching me what kind means.
That's okay, Oscar. Thank you for coming along.